Little late today. Sorry, boys. We're here to do it live, walking into this week 6 morning show. Drop your questions. Do it live. We got ETN with a shoulder injury. Huge bummer there. And we've got a whole lot more to discuss walking into this Sunday morning kickoff. Drop your questions. Let's do it. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File in.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Okay, so we've got some news. Let me just rattle off all of the news I can muster up real quickly that might help everybody. Joe Mixon is active. Let's see, Kendra Miller out. Who cares? Ramondre Stevenson is not active, of course. So you've got Gibson and a few other options there. But Brian Robinson Jr. is not active. He's not active. So Eckler is a pretty decent play, assuming he's good to go. Rashad White is inactive. That means that it's going to be the Bucky Irving show. Michael Pittman is active. Joe Flacco starting for the Colts. That was a change in direction. We were supposed to have Anthony Richardson back, but we will not be having Anthony Richardson back. We got a few more pieces of news here. Christian Watson is active, which is kind of a shocking piece of news there. Again, Anthony Richardson is not. ETN left the game with a hamstring. I'm sorry to say shoulder. Hamstring injury. Questionable to return week 6. I don't know if I said what injury he had, but yeah, ETN left with an injury. Hamstring injury, not shoulder. That's a tough one. To walk out of a game, to leave a game with an injury like that, a hamstring injury, means that he's probably most definitely missing a week or two. But Bigsby isn't exactly popping off right now anyway. Zamir White, but Bigsby still, solo starter the next week will be a nice play. Zamir White is considered a long shot to play. Adams could wind up staying with the Raiders. We already covered that, but he is not going to play this week. And let's see here. Nick Chubb expected to play week 7. We'll attack that when we have it. That's pretty much all the news right now that affects you. Let's get into the super chats and questions walking into this morning game kickoff. The first question we have is need two Wicks, Mike Wilson, Keon. Probably going to go with Wilson and Keon based on volume and likely target share. Downs, Slayton, Eckler, pick 2. Probably going to put Downs on the bench this week. Bucky or Tracy, I would go Bucky, but they're both very good plays. Bucky, I believe, will probably have a better chance of being on an offense that's in the game the entire time, but you never know the way these games will flow. Love or Kyler, I would personally say they play each other. It's in Green Bay. Go with the home team QB, I guess, and Jordan Love. But that's a tough call. I really do like Kyler this week, but that's probably Green Bay's probably the better option, I'd say. Pickens, Watson, or Slayton. I'm probably going to go with Pickens and Slayton. With Watson being active, it's interesting, but I don't think I could trust him right now. Wicks, Christian Watson, or Coleman. Same thing. If I'm ranking these guys, I want Wicks. Then I'd probably go Coleman, then Watson, I suppose, in the Dobbs in that order. I just don't know how to trust Watson right now coming off the injury. Smitty starting Bucky or Mixon. I'd probably say Bucky because you just don't know how limited Mixon will be. Start Andrews or pick Njoku, Conklin, or Otten. Man, I guess I would roll the dice on Njoku. But that's a tough call, and Njoku's probably the best option there. Any change of heart on Caleb? Start Caleb. Caleb has a very solid matchup right now, bro, and obviously doing well. But he's good. He's good. He's always been a good quarterback in terms of his arm talent. But this is expected with this nice schedule that he has, that he's going to get better and better, which is really good for his development because he's going to have a lot of time to hone in on his skills. But let's see what happens when he faces a really tough defense and tough matchup, but he's a pretty nice schedule. But he has a pretty nice schedule all year. So DJ Moore is going to continue to be a good play. He didn't play well today, but he'll be a good play. Keenan Allen had a good day. I think Keenan Allen has 2 touchdowns. Cole Kmet has 2 touchdowns. So yeah, nice little outing for Caleb. But he was a pretty decent start this week. So any change of heart on Caleb? I guess if you're asking me, do I think Caleb is the savior? No. Do I think he's a potential Jared Goff at some point during his career? Yeah, I think it's totally possible. And I've said that all season, that there's potential for him to get there, but is he ever going to be a top 5 QB? I don't think so. What was the next question here? It was from Matt, I believe. I'm sorry, Matt. I thought I had it up, and I think there it is. Matt, appreciate you. Flex Slayton or Tolbert with Brian Robinson out. I would go Slayton, but it's a really close call. Need one flex, Ford or Braylon Allen. I would go Braylon Allen. Ford is a tough call right now. Either way, but Ford is starting to lose his carries, and he definitely feels like he's not in a good spot right now. So need to win 3-2. Start one of Slayton, Tolbert, Wicks, or Downs. I go Slayton. Was leaning towards Slayton or Tolbert. Now that Flacco is back, yeah, Slayton for me. Send help, thanks. Appreciate you. Good for Downs, but Pittman is in. Yeah, I'm gonna go Slayton. Slayton's go. Trust your gut though, because it's really close. If your gut's screaming one side or the other, Tracy or Chase. Go Chase for me. Touchdowns have been there. Shaheed, Downs, or Tucker, Kraft. I'd go Shaheed, even though we don't know what his rapport is with Rattler. Shaheed or Chase Brown. I go Chase Brown for that same reason. 0.5 Wicks or Cooper. I go probably Amari Cooper just because he's just a better player, but I like Wicks a little bit this week. Love Tua, Tyreek, Debo, Higgins, Worthy, Ladd. Let's see here. Kraft. I need a running back 1. Brees manager, not interested in trade. What package should I go after for running back 1? Probably say with this team, Higgins and maybe Najee. Higgins, Najee. Probably McBride, Kraft, one of those tight ends with Najee and Higgins potentially to try your best to get into you could try to get into a Bijan, you could get into an injured JT, you could get into a handful of players in that realm. I think Achan's obviously still in the mix there. Kamara might be. You could get risky and go after Jordan Mason and bet against the situation in San Francisco turning around for CMC. Those would be pretty decent options for you. Traded Higgins and for Kupp straight up. I like that. I think I'd do that. I'd definitely do that. And he's on a bye week now. He's not really hurt or anything, or he's not expected to miss more time. You never know, though. Got Pitts starting as my tight end for my flex. Should I go Chase Brown, Coleman, likely, Tolbert? Yeah, I would go Chase Brown. And then I start Baker or Kyler. I would go Kyler by a hair, but those are so close, man. Almost. Chat, can we go Baker or Kyler? Vote, please. Baker or Kyler, please. Pitts or Ferguson, Downs or Tolbert. I'm going to go Pitts for safety. I guess I go Ferguson for safety, Pitts for high risk, high reward, because he could go out there and disappoint again. Fergie's going to get targets. And then Downs or Tolbert, I'm going to go probably Tolbert because Downs has been banged up and I don't know that I can trust him yet. But please trust your gut. Same thing here. Downs or Slayton, you got to trust your gut on this. Downs, it's tough to know if he's limited or what's going on with him. He's been banged up. Slayton, I'd probably go with JD5 or K1. Come on, you don't ever sit JD5. Appreciate you. AR5 is out. Rattler or Flacco. Probably go Flacco for safety, my guy. Start 2, Chase Brown, Tracy, Sermon, or Sutton. I go Tracy and Chase Brown. Just feel like the better, safer plays, and they have still the same upside. Likely or Njoku, and I'd go I'd probably go likely. There's a lot of risk. You want safer, go Njoku. Njoku safer. Likely's higher risk, higher reward. Pick your poison. If you're down and you need a big swing, or if you need steady Eddie, go Njoku. Chase Brown or Ford. Chase Brown by by a lot, just because of the place that Ford seems to be in the offense and the pecking order before Chubb even is in there. JD5, Mason, Kyron, Garendo, Corum, Amon-Ra, Wicks. Okay, should it be getting Cup in a trade? Mason, Sharps for Brees before games. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about that all week, TP, that trade Mason for Brees Hall all week. I got a video up about it. So absolutely. Pick 2, Amari Cooper, Pittman, McConkey, Tolbert. Amari Cooper and probably McConkey for safety. Pittman's hard to sit and hard to play with the injury. I would go McConkey for safety, but I think that Pittman is higher risk by a lot and a little bit higher upside than McConkey, but there's large risk. Pick 2, J.K., Chase Brown, Tyrone Tracy. Give me J.K. No, give me Chase Brown and Tracy. But if you're feeling like you can't miss out on that potential J.K. production, I probably would put Tracy on the bench given the offense. If you felt a need to play J.K., which it's tough to sit him. Slayton or Wicks, go Slayton. Moss or Tracy. Tracy. This one here from Mario. Leggett or Pittman. I'd probably take the risk on Pittman in this situation, but I don't love Pittman being banged up though, so it's higher risk. Should I start Downs or Wandell? I'd probably say Wandell for right now because of the unknown factor of how healthy Downs is. Pick 2, Wicks, Slayton, Tolbert. Wicks and Slayton for me. Tolbert's nice. If you don't like Wicks at all, you're scared about that. That's higher risk, I guess. But I just see him doing something this week because he didn't do it last week, and that's the nature of fantasy football. Dobbins or Tolbert in the flex. I'd go Dobbins, I think. For volume, I probably would. But it's close. Trust your gut. Do I bench Evans for Wicks? Or I would say Mike Evans, you don't bench for a guy like Wicks, bro. It's got to be who you're talking about. Or Keon Coleman. I mean, how do you bench Mike Evans? You can't bench Mike Evans. Never. DeAndre Hopkins or McConkey. McConkey's safer, but I do wonder if Hopkins has a good day. But McConkey's definitely safer. Njoku, likely Otten. I'd probably go Njoku for safety, likely for high risk, high reward if you are projected to lose and need a big swing. If you're projected to win, maybe you go Njoku. Cousins, Allen, or Fields. You can never sit Josh Allen. Monty or James Conner. I would say you got to go Monty, but I like both options today, to be honest. Bowers or Laporta. I would start Laporta. I love Bowers. Bowers and Laporta are neck and neck. They're both top 5 tight ends, so you need to make a trade. Trey Sermon or Tracy in the flex. I'm gonna go. Look, Sermon's better with Flacco in there. By the way, for all the questions we've gotten all week about Sermon, he's much better without a vulture, QB, rushing QB in the lineup. But I'd say I'd sit Sermon this week in that situation. Smitty was able to acquire Hall for Moss plus Pickens. See, look at that. Got JD5, AR5, Mason, CD, Garendo, Bigsby, Chase Brown. Okay, Njoku. Or did I see Njoku? No. Juju, Kincaid, Evans, Nico, Dell, Debo. Any trade ideas? Honestly, Ray, this is a good team. I would say I'd probably be tempted to just let it ride. I mean, you got Brees Hall. You got plenty of depth. I would roll this into the week and see what's happening. You did an amazing trade, though. If you're going to trade or buy low on anybody, I mean, Gibbs. And the reason I say buy low is because that contract he got seems to scared some people. Like, it's crazy. So Gibbs, I'd work to try and make a Gibbs deal. Like, trade Mason, CMC for Gibbs, throw in something small. Chase Brown, Bucky, Rattler. I would go probably Bucky in that flex spot. Very, very nice play this week. Drop Bigsby, Pittman, have Singletary and Rashad White to have to pick up my kicker. I mean, if you can't put Rashad White on IR, bro, I would probably say drop Singletary. But I'm not saying don't monitor him or pick him back up next week, but BT, DJ Moore, ETN, bums, week over already. Hate 9:30. 9:30 games suck. I hate overseas games. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I hate overseas games. They're so bad. flex Pickens or Wicks. I'd probably say Pickens by a hair. You know, they're giving him load management treatment, which really sucks. But you know, I still think there's opportunity there. Chat Dowdle or Sermon with Flacco playing. Probably go Sermon, I suppose. He feels like a better play this week now, but it's close. Chat, vote on that Sermon or Dowdle. Drop Wicks for Slayton or Tolbert. I'll probably go Slayton this week if I should pick up either of the two. I start Slayton or Tolbert or Tracy? I'd probably say give me Tracy, I guess, of that. So maybe you don't need to make the move if you already have Tracy. I want to drop Kirk. Waivers have Pittman, Downs, Coleman, Tolbert, Odunze. I guess Pittman, but it's not like it's an easy call. Cut Bigsby or Mostert to get a kicker. I have Achane. You can't cut Mostert. I'm not saying to cut Bigsby, but you can't cut Mostert if you have Achane. You just can't. And I don't know that I'd be cutting Bigsby after one game, bro, especially with ETN getting injured. JMO or Dell. I would say JMO's safer. Dell's higher risk, higher reward. Do I wait to play Cook or play Dell? I would play Dell or Olave personally, given that he's banged up. I would say Dell by a hair, but they're both really good plays. 0.5 Dell or Olave. I'm going to go Dell by a hair, but they're super close. Dell's higher risk, higher reward. Olave's, I don't even know if he's that much safer, but I would say a tad. JD5 or Dak, come on. You know to start JD5. You can't say JD5. Downs or Wicks. I go Wicks because of the injury. We just don't know. Start 2. Standard, Tolbert, Slayton, Downs. I'm going to go Tolbert and Slayton because I don't know how healthy Downs is. I hope Downs doesn't go nuts because it's hard to say. Hey, Smitty, got 2 offers on the table. Cup for Cup. Kelsey and Bucky for Cup. That's nice. Or DK and Bucky for Cup. I'd take DK and Bucky for Cup if you need a running back. But even though you're 1-4, you're getting Cup back bye week free. So if you don't need a running back badly, I would just keep Cup because he's going to be bye week free after this week. But I understand that you're trying to make a move this week, but then that means that DK isn't quite as attractive. Higher floor PPR, Garrett or Tolbert. Garrett Wilson's got a higher floor. Traded Jacobs and Terry for AJB last night. That's a fantastic trade, I suppose, if you know, the bye week free aspect of it and everything. But if you need a running back depth and you traded Jacobs away, it could be tough, but I think it's a good trade. Need to start 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Olave, Dell, Bucky, and Downs. I'd probably go with Bucky for safety, and I go Dell. Olave and Dell over Bucky's nice too. You can't really go wrong. Chat, pick 2 out of Olave, Bucky, Dell. Olave, Bucky, Dell. Please vote on that one for our boy Kyle. A $10 holler. I have JT Stevenson, Chase Brown, Lamar. Should I look to trade for Nico? I definitely would. I don't know that I'm giving up. I give up like a Chase Brown or a Stevenson, obviously. I would probably look to. I wouldn't give up Olave. I wouldn't give up Debo. I don't know if they're going to get it done though, unless you're trading like Evan Ingram. Maybe he needs a tight end, and you know Kirk, and I don't think you're just going to get Coleman. You'd have to give up like Kittle, which I would do, I suppose, with Ingram if you thought Ingram was going to stay healthy. But Kittle's a force right now, so it's kind of a tough thing. I don't think you're going to get Coleman very easily, or I'm sorry, Collins very easily. Would I maybe trade like a Olave for Collins and then like a player? Like let's say you need a running back really bad and you got Bucky as well. I mean, I'd consider that, but Mixon or Bucky this week. Mixon could be limited. Cup, Chase Brown, Irving, Bigsby, Pickens, or Ramondre for Waddle. Maybe it's really tough to say this, bro, but maybe I do cut Ramondre for Waddle. I don't think I cut those other options, especially don't cut Bigsby. Everyone's wanting to cut Bigsby already. Wait. Tracy or Dell. I go Dell by a hair, but both are good plays. Keon or Ridley. I lean toward Ridley this week, but I mean, Keon's always a threat for a touchdown. Joe Burrow or Kirk Cousins. Probably Joe Burrow, but they're both good plays. Joe Burrow or Kirk Cousins. Who should I play today? Didn't you just say this? twice. Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Still Joe Burrow. Downs, Tolbert, or Gibson at the flex. I'm going to go probably Tolbert. Thank you, Brandon Vo, for the $2 super chat. Bucky or Tyrone Tracy. I'm going to go Bucky. They're both good plays. Bucky to the moon today. Bucky to the moon today. What a week we should have. My voice is shot. Your boy definitely has a shot voice. We got a final score of 35-16. Bears rout the Jaguars. Swift had 91 and a touch, continues to do well. You know, at some point we got to accept whether he's going to continue to do this or not. Swift is obviously continuing to be a part of their offense, so we got to consider that go forward. Cole Kmet's constantly being solid, playing solid football. He's got to be a top 10 tight end locked in right now. 5 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he might be top 7 tight end right now. We've got Keenan Allen, 5 catches, 41 yards, 2 tutties. We got Evan Ingram, 10 for 102. If he stays healthy, that's why that Kittle move for Collins could make sense, you know. ETN got injured, hamstring. Bigsby didn't really step up at all, but the game script was pretty bad for this one to get him back involved. 7 of 24. It's not like they threw to him, though. BT, 3 for 27. How fickle will people be on BT? Is BT now trash to everybody? That's the way everybody responds in fantasy football. Like, do I cut BT? Do I trade BT? Like, one game, people are going to run. Monty, McLaurin, Dell, pick 2. I'm going to go Monty and probably McLaurin for safety. If you want high risk, high reward, Monty and Dell, depending on what you need. But McLaurin is going to be a tad safer. What happened to Bigsby? Their game script was, they were down, bro. So they just didn't run them. They couldn't run. CJ Stroud or Cousins. I'm going to go Stroud this week, despite not having Nico. If you need a big swing, but if you want safety, go Cousins. So if you're down, you need a big swing, go Stroud. If you're up or projected to be a close game, you know, Cousins is pretty safe. Do I play Wicks or Coleman? Probably go Wicks this week. Also have to start Michael Wilson or Trey Tucker and Ray on waivers. I mean, I'd rather have Michael Wilson. I think the targets are there. He's getting a boatload of targets. Gibson or Ridley? I probably lean Ridley by a hair. I just don't know if I trust Gibson, bro. But, you know, it's a good question. It's a tough one. Kevin, appreciate you. Underdog reports Jets plan to go to run heavy offense. I mean, that's what I've been saying, bro. ETN is getting traded. You can't get traded when you just injured your hamstring. Kevin, I know that sounds like the trendy thing to say, but people are saying, I'm not saying you, but you're probably hearing it. It's easy to say that, but ETN, like, this is their starter, and he got hurt. I don't think he'd have to get healthy. Hamstring could be multiple weeks. Teams aren't trading for an injured player. It's possible, but it's not extremely likely. But yeah, as I've been saying all week, the Jets are going to run the damn ball today. You're going to see Breece Hall explode. This is why Breece Hall is the biggest buy low of the week. This is why I continue to beat a dead horse. I'm buying him low and buying him low with the contract of Monty and obviously buying him on the buy. This is the week to do it. If you don't do it this week, you're not going to get it done. The Jets are going to... Why do you think the Jets fired Salah and removed Hackett as offensive coordinator and play caller? Because they ran Breece Hall 30 yards in 2 weeks. Breece Hall had 4 yards 2 weeks ago. And then 20-something yards, whatever. 30 yards in 2 weeks. What do you think they're going to do with the new coaching staff? Flip the script. Run the damn ball. You know? So that's exactly what's going to happen. PPR flex, Monty, McBride starting Bowers as tight end. I'm going to go Monty. You can't sit Monty for a tight end, even though I like McBride this week. And that means McBride's going to outscore him, so you might want to start McBride. That's the way it goes, bro. Start Wicks or Amari, and Bucky or Chase Brown. Amari, he's just a better player. And I'm going to go Bucky by a hair, but I love both of them. But Bucky should get totally fed. Totally fed. Absolute Bucky Irving game should be in full effect. You know what's crazy is Bucky should have had this game last week, and Bigsby did. And we knew both were kind of capable of having a big game, and Bucky didn't. And then now everybody's like, okay, Bigsby's the guy, which, you know, there's some caution to this week. Like I said, walking in, that it felt like it wasn't fully resolved. That ETN still had a potential, you know, something to say, and he did, but then he got injured in the game. And so we'll find out what's what now. We gotta figure out what I gotta get to. I gotta get to a NFL countdown quad box here. We'll go to that quad box. I'll sit there. Start to Jacobs, MHJ, and Connor, full PPR. I'll probably go, God, bro, I'd probably go Connor and MHJ, but damn, I mean, Jacobs is about due. He's about due. That's a real tough one, bro. J-Mo, Wandell, I mean, it could go either way, but I would go J-Mo. You know, I don't think I'm sitting J-Mo. Tough call, bro. Very tough call. Connor Mixon, John, do you mean Johnston? I'm gonna go Connor. Wicks or Keon, probably Keon for high risk, high reward. Wicks, believe it or not, Wicks is a little safer. Likely or Otten, I'm gonna go likely, but it's super close. Trust your gut. Keon Dobbs, probably Keon. Probably Keon. What do we got here? Max, appreciate you. Start Downs or Tolbert. I'd probably go. Probably Tolbert, bro. Bucky, Eckler, or Tank. I'm going to go Bucky for safety, Dell for high risk, high reward, but I almost want to get both of them in my lineup, bro. No way I want to sit one of those guys. Max again, thank you. Probably Tolbert. All right, let's get some Underdog. Oh, I was gonna get some Underdog higher lows, but we gotta do more of these here. Start Zay or Jacobs. I'm gonna go Jacobs, but you know, it could go either way. This one right here, Spencer Rattler, the Rattlesnake, maybe. I mean, we like him here. He's kind of a little show favorite, but you know, there's a lot needs to happen. Underdog, higher lows. Let's see. Monty for a score is pretty nice. Higher. My voice is shot, guys, by the way. I knew that was going to happen. I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier in the year. Usually I lose my voice by like week 4. Start Hopkins or Leggett. Probably going to go... I'd probably go Leggett for high risk, high reward. Hopkins for safety, I suppose. And safety for what, though? I mean, it's hard to even say that with a straight face. Offered my Walker and London for Bijan and Debo. I'd probably rather have Walker and London, bro, right now. Just the truth is, like, Walker's getting the volume. We don't know what the hell's going on with Bijan's workload. I don't think you could put. I think you got to put Walker ahead of Bijan right now. Sit one, Downs, Devontae, or Dell. I'm sitting Downs in this situation, coming off an injury, bro. And then pick PPR 3, Evans, Flowers, Wandell, Dell. I'm going to go Evans, Flowers, and Dell, but super close. TP, appreciate you. Wicks or Slayton. Slayton safer. Plain and simple. Start Wandell or Olave. I'm going to go Olave. Anything can happen, bro. It's a really, really close call. I think Monty scoring a touchdown on the higher seems like a real likely affair on the new contract and all that. Like, everybody pumping that up. I think he'll have a nice shot at a tutty, as will Gibbs. Gibbs, I'm going to pick some yardage, I think. Gibbs, 59 rushing yards, do it live. So I'd say, like, just off the top of my head, even looking at this stuff, these two feel pretty damn good. Let me go ahead and throw these up on the screen. These will be two of my picks this week that I like a lot. Just right on the rip, off the rip. Here we go. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. I like these hires a lot. Gibbs, 59 yards, higher. Monty, touchdown, 0.91x. So not quite a full, 1 times, but I like those. Those are pretty damn good. Let's keep going. Let me find another one. Let's see what Breece Hall is. I mean, we're going to get some nice rushing production out of this. Jaden Daniels, I kind of want to pick something JD5. Derrick Henry, 1 rushing or receiving touchdown higher. That seems very likely. Let's see. Let's go look for Breece Hall. I'm going to search for him because it's taking forever to find him. Breece Hall. He's 8 feet tall. 51 yards rushing. Smash. Absolute smash. Yeah, this is a pretty nice one here. I'm going to put these two on screen as well. These are another two that I like. I almost want to put all 4 of these together on one contest and drop like a 50 or $100 on it or something. Let me see that, which you'll pay about 200. All right, so here it is. Here's the other two right now. So Derrick Henry, higher, touchdown. You're not getting the full 1 times, but it's still good. And Breece Hall, higher, 51.5 yards. Let me go look at the Tank Dell yardage and add that to the mix. Tank Dell, 60 yards rushing, receiving, or 52 receiving. Let's go 52 receiving higher. Woo! That's a real nice one. Let me put that up on screen too. Jeez. Maybe I just put these all on one ticket. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, here's everything in one. A little bit easier to read anyway. Did I send it to myself? I don't know that I did. All right, here it is. The best hires that off the rip, just looking at this thing. I'm going to close these two out because they're all in the same contest here. Here it is. Monty, 0.5 TDs higher. Gibbs, 59.5 yards higher. Derrick Henry, touchdown higher. Breece, or 0.5 touchdown, so 1 touchdown. Breece Hall, 51.5 yards higher. Tank Dell, 52.5 yards higher. Smash. 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 Start Zay or Reed. I'm going to go Reed. And he runs the ball a lot. It's tough to say, bro. I would go Reed. Like Zay, is Zay safer? Maybe. I don't know. I think I can't sit Jaden Reed. Dobbins or Sermon. I'd go Dobbins by a hair, but they're really close. Chase Brown playing. He should. He should be. We don't fully know. We might not fully know. And as you can see right here, this Bengal game is the night game, Sunday night game. So you got to kind of make sure you're making a call that's safe for your team. You know. But Chase Brown is probably going to play. Let me put this according to the reports. But it's not a lock. And look at AR5. You know, he was supposed to start and he didn't last second. So you never know, man. These things can spiral out of control or continue to go in the direction they're going. There's no way to know. Chase Brown over Rico Dowdle. I would go Chase Brown personally, and I appreciate you. At least we know that Dallas game is later, so you're a little closer to the Bengal game, and maybe you get word on Chase Brown. But right now, Dowdle's safer because of Chase Brown being banged up, but it sounds like he's going to go. I would rather have Chase Brown in my lineup. Definitely. TP says Monty or McLaurin. I like both of them a lot, but I'm going to go Monty. Chase Brown or Eckler. Eckler's a good play. I'd say they're pretty 50-50. Chat, can we vote on that one? Eckler or Chase... Eckler or I'm sorry, what was it? Eckler or Chase Brown. Maybe because of Brian Robinson, you know, not playing, that you probably roll with Eckler this week for safety. Yeah, buddies. And then here are the hires again. Smash, smash, smash. SKS, appreciate you. Downs, Mondre, Kyron, Puka, Nico, Lost Rice, 2 and 3. His Ayuk and DK laid eggs, having a chance. Traded Puka and Ford, got Diggs and Tracy. I don't hate this. It's pretty even, bro. You know, Puka's still out a little bit. So you get Diggs without Collins in there. I don't mind it. You know, especially with you being 2 and 3, you had to make kind of a move and not wait on Puka. So Smitty approved that trade. Smitty approved it. Pick 2, Chuba, MHJ, or Tracy. I probably pick MHJ for sure. And then Chuba, Tracy. How do you go against Chuba right now? Yeah, Pittman's playing. But, you know, is he going to be limited? It's tough to say, bro. And let me pull up the news right now to make sure nothing's changing. Carr's expected to be out 3 to 4 weeks now. Woo! Doggy. We knew he'd be out a couple weeks, though. Put that up on the screen right now. All right, we're about out of here. We'll be back for the morning and afternoon wrap-up show after the afternoon games end. So we'll be back in the house then. We got this news right here. Hopefully Rattler goes nuts. He's gonna secure up the job. Hopefully, we don't know though. Hopefully Bijan has a day, ladies and gentlemen. We need it. We need it bad. All right, I'll see you all after the games, after the afternoon games. We'll be back. Good luck to everybody. Appreciate you all. Final super chat here. Trade JT and BT for CD and or JT and Reed for Pacheco and CD. I'd rather have Reed over Pacheco, so I don't add that. JT and BT. I would take CD. Yeah. Definitely. Nice trade. Bruce, we'll see you later, pal. Appreciate you. Thomas, I did recommend Keenan Allen in quite a few questions. All right, see you all later. I'll be back after the afternoon games, even if I don't have a voice.